A nation in the crosshairs. The air was thick with anticipation as President Barron Rump stepped onto the stage, the roar of the crowd echoing through the massive auditorium. It was a momentous occasion, the culmination of years of hard work and dedication to his country. As he approached the podium, his mind focused on the words he was about to deliver, a speech that would unite a divided nation and pave the way for a brighter future. Unbeknownst to him, shadows lurked in the corners of the room, harboring a dark intent. An elaborate plot was underway, set to unfold with deadly precision. The fate of the nation hung in the balance, and the clock was ticking. Chapter 1: Shadows in the Dark. In the heart of a bustling city, a nondescript building housed the secret meeting of the most dangerous minds. The architect, a man shrouded in mystery, stood at the head of the table. His piercing blue eyes scanned the room, calculating every move. "Our target is President Barron Rump," he began, his voice a chilling whisper. "He has become too powerful, too influential. His vision for this country threatens our plans. He must be eliminated." The group of conspirators, each with their own reasons for joining this deadly game, nodded in agreement. Among them was Marcus Kane, a disgraced former military officer, and Emily Wolfe, a brilliant hacker with a vendetta against the government. The architect laid out the plan, a web of deceit and destruction that would culminate in the assassination of the president. "We will strike when he least expects it. Every detail must be perfect." The tension in the room was palpable. Kane leaned forward, his eyes glinting with determination. "What about security? The president's team is one of the best." The architect's lips curled into a cold smile. "We have our ways. Trust the plan." Chapter 2: Morning Routine. The sun rose over Washington, D.C., casting a golden glow over the White House. Inside, President Barron Rump began his day as usual. His schedule was packed with meetings, briefings, and public appearances. Despite the constant demands of his office, he maintained an unwavering commitment to his duties, driven by a deep love for his country and its people. As he made his way to the Oval Office, he was greeted by his Chief of Staff, Sarah Miller. "Good morning, Mr. President," she said with a warm smile. "We have a busy day ahead." "Good morning, Sarah," Rump replied, returning her smile. "Let's get to work." In the shadows, the conspirators watched and waited, their plan already in motion. Emily Wolfe sat in a van a few blocks away, her fingers flying over a keyboard. She hacked into the White House's security system, planting a virus that would create a blind spot in the surveillance network at the critical moment. Chapter 3: Unease in the Air. During a routine security briefing, Special Agent Jack Reynolds, the head of the President's security detail, received an urgent message from one of his operatives. The message was brief but chilling. "Potential threat identified. High-level assassination plot. Details to follow." Reynolds' heart raced as he read the message. He knew that any threat to the president's life had to be taken seriously. He immediately ordered a lockdown of the White House and began coordinating with other security agencies to gather more information. As he briefed President Rump on the situation, the gravity of the threat became clear. "Mr. President, we have reason to believe that there is an active plot to assassinate you," Reynolds said, his voice steady but filled with concern. "We are taking all necessary precautions to ensure your safety." Rump's expression hardened. "Do whatever it takes, Jack," he replied. "I won't let fear dictate my actions. We have a country to lead." Reynolds nodded, his mind already racing with plans to tighten security. He knew that the enemy was cunning and would stop at nothing to achieve their goal. Chapter 4: The Hunt Begins. The days that followed were a blur of intense investigation and heightened security measures. Every lead was pursued, every potential threat assessed. The conspirators, however, were masters of deception, leaving behind few clues and covering their tracks with meticulous precision. Reynolds and his team worked around the clock, analyzing data and interviewing suspects. One night, as Reynolds sat in his office, poring over files, his phone buzzed. It was a message from an informant. "They are planning something big. Be ready." Meanwhile, the architect grew increasingly desperate. He knew that time was running out and that failure was not an option. He issued new orders to his operatives, instructing them to accelerate their plans and strike with deadly force. Marcus Kane, with his military expertise, began training the team for the final assault. Emily Wolfe, the hacker, infiltrated government systems to gather critical intelligence. The architect oversaw every detail, ensuring that nothing was left to chance. Chapter 5. The Final Countdown. The day of the planned attack arrived, shrouded in tension and uncertainty. Security was at an all-time high, with agents stationed at every entrance and exit, scanning the crowd for any signs of danger. Despite the precautions, there was an air of inevitability about the day, a sense that something was about to happen. As President Rump stepped onto the stage to deliver his speech, the audience erupted in applause. He began speaking, his voice filled with conviction and hope. But as he spoke, a figure in the crowd moved closer, slipping through the cracks of the security net. It was then that Special Agent Jack Reynolds, positioned near the stage, spotted the assailant. In a split second, he acted, drawing his weapon and shouting a warning. The crowd erupted into chaos as the would-be assassin raised a gun, aiming directly at President Rump. Chapter 6. The Turning Point. Time seemed to slow as the scene unfolded. The assassin's finger tightened on the trigger, but before he could fire, a shot rang out. Reynolds had taken the shot, hitting the assailant in the shoulder and causing him to drop his weapon. Agents swarmed the stage, apprehending the attacker and securing the area. President Rump, shaken but unharmed, continued his speech, his voice unwavering. "We will not be deterred by fear or violence," he declared. "Our resolve is stronger than ever, and together we will build a brighter future for our nation." The crowd erupted in cheers, their faith in their leader reaffirmed. The would-be assassin was taken into custody, and the full extent of the conspiracy was soon uncovered. The conspirators were brought to justice, their plans thwarted by the bravery and dedication of those sworn to protect the president. Chapter 7. Unmasking the Shadows. As the investigation unfolded, it became clear that the conspiracy was far more extensive than initially thought. The architect's network spanned multiple countries, involving high-ranking officials and influential figures. The discovery sent shockwaves through the intelligence community and the public alike. Agent Reynolds and his team worked tirelessly to dismantle the network, piecing together clues and interrogating suspects. Each revelation brought them closer to the mastermind behind the plot. Emily Wolfe, the hacker, proved to be a vital source of information. Her skills had been crucial to the conspiracy, but now she was cooperating in exchange for leniency. Reynolds sat across from Wolfe in an interrogation room, the tension palpable. "We need names, locations, everything," he said, his voice firm. Wolfe hesitated, then began to talk, revealing the inner workings of the conspiracy. Chapter 8. The Architect's Downfall. The architect, aware that his plan was unraveling, went into hiding. His once meticulously planned operation was now a desperate scramble for survival. However, his network was no longer airtight. A key operative was captured, and under intense interrogation, he revealed the location of the architect's safe house. A high-stakes raid was launched. Special forces stormed the safe house, encountering fierce resistance. Bullets flew and explosions rocked the building. In the end, the architect was apprehended, his grand plans reduced to rubble. Reynolds personally oversaw the raid, his heart pounding as they breached the final door. There, in a dimly lit room, they found the architect, a look of defeat etched on his face. "It's over," Reynolds said, his voice steady. The architect was taken into custody, marking the end of the most significant threat the country had faced in decades. Chapter 9. Healing and Rebuilding. With the conspirators in custody and the immediate threat neutralized, President Rump turned his focus to healing the nation. He initiated a series of reforms aimed at strengthening national security and rebuilding public trust in the government. His leadership during the crisis had inspired a renewed sense of unity and purpose. Jack Reynolds, hailed as a hero, received the Medal of Honor for his bravery. Emily Wolfe, having provided invaluable assistance, was given a reduced sentence and placed in a witness protection program. Kane and the other operatives faced the full weight of justice. Rump held a press conference, flanked by Reynolds and other key officials. "Today, we stand united," he declared. "We have faced our darkest hour and emerged stronger. Together, we will build a future of hope and prosperity." Chapter 10. A Vision for the Future. President Rump's vision for a stronger, more prosperous America began to take shape. He introduced policies aimed at fostering economic growth, improving education, and ensuring national security. His administration focused on addressing the root causes of division and promoting unity. The president's approval ratings soared, and his leadership became a symbol of resilience. The scars of the past served as a reminder of the nation's strength and ability to overcome adversity. The country, united in its resolve, began to thrive. Rump's initiatives included a comprehensive economic plan that boosted job creation and infrastructure development. Education reform provided greater access to quality education, while healthcare initiatives aimed at improving public health and well-being. The nation rallied behind his vision, optimistic about the future. Chapter 11. Personal Sacrifices. Behind the scenes, the personal toll of the crisis became evident. President Rump's family had endured months of fear and uncertainty. His wife, Laura Rump, and their children had been under constant protection, their lives disrupted by the threat. The president's close advisors, including Sarah Miller, had also faced immense pressure and personal sacrifice. Despite the challenges, the president's family and team remained steadfast in their support. Laura Rump emerged as a key advocate for national healing, spearheading initiatives aimed at supporting victims of violence and promoting mental health awareness. In private moments, Rump and his wife shared their fears and hopes. "We must remain strong for our family and for the country," Laura said, her voice filled with determination. Rump nodded, grateful for her unwavering support. Chapter 12. International Ramifications. The conspiracy had far-reaching international implications. Several foreign governments were implicated in supporting the architect's network. Diplomatic relations were strained as investigations revealed the extent of foreign interference. President Rump navigated the delicate diplomatic landscape with skill, forging new alliances and strengthening existing ones. His administration worked closely with international partners to combat terrorism and prevent future threats. The global community rallied behind the United States, united in the fight against extremism. Rump attended a summit with world leaders, addressing the need for global cooperation. "Together, we can defeat the forces of terror and build a world of peace and security," he declared. The summit resulted in new agreements and collaborations aimed at enhancing global security. Chapter 13. A United Front. As the nation moved forward, President Rump's administration focused on fostering a sense of unity and common purpose. Town hall meetings, community engagement programs, and national initiatives aimed at bridging divides became central to his policy. The president's message was clear: the strength of America lay in its diversity and resilience. By working together, the country could overcome any challenge. His words resonated with citizens from all walks of life, inspiring a renewed sense of patriotism and pride. Rump traveled across the country, visiting communities and listening to their concerns. His genuine interest in the well-being of the people strengthened the bond between the president and his constituents. "We are one nation, united by our shared values and dreams," he told a gathering in a small town. Chapter 14. Legacy of Resilience. Years passed, and President Rump's legacy took shape. His leadership during the assassination crisis and his efforts to heal and unify the nation left an indelible mark on American history. The reforms he implemented and the policies he championed brought about significant positive change. Jack Reynolds continued to serve in the Secret Service, his dedication to protecting the president unwavering. Sarah Miller, having played a crucial role in the administration's success, went on to pursue a career in public service, advocating for policies that promoted equality and justice. President Rump's tenure was characterized by economic prosperity, improved social welfare, and a stronger national security framework. His administration's achievements were celebrated as a testament to the power of leadership and resilience. Chapter 15. The Architect's Trial. The trial of the architect became a defining moment in the nation's history. The courtroom was packed with spectators, journalists, and victims of the conspiracy. The architect, now a shadow of his former self, faced charges of treason, terrorism, and multiple counts of conspiracy to commit murder. The trial was a lengthy and complex affair, with prosecutors presenting a mountain of evidence detailing the extent of the plot. Survivors of the assassination attempt testified, their accounts highlighting the bravery and resilience of those who had protected the president. In the end, the architect was found guilty on all counts. His sentencing marked a final chapter in the dark saga, providing closure for the victims and a sense of justice for the nation. Reynolds watched from the back of the courtroom, a sense of satisfaction washing over him. Justice had been served, and the nation could finally move forward. A new dawn, as the sun set on a nation that had faced its darkest hour and emerged victorious. President Rump stood on the steps of the White House, gazing out at the horizon. He knew that the road ahead would not be easy, but with the support of his fellow citizens, he was confident that the best was yet to come. The people of America, inspired by their president's courage and resilience, came together to build a future filled with hope and promise. The threat had been defeated, but the spirit of unity and determination remained stronger than ever. With renewed vigor and unwavering resolve, President Barron Rump led the nation into a new era of prosperity and peace, proving that even in the face of the greatest adversity, the American spirit could never be broken.